Maybe you need to learn how to grout, and I'm not talking about ceramic tile on a wall. I'm talking about maybe slate or even floor tile or even glass block. And in that case, you have to use a special grout that's called sanded grout. And the reason why is because the joints are too big between the individual pieces of tile, slate, or glass block to use regular wall grout. And in those cases, it'll shrink and you'll get big cracks. Sanded grout is easy to work with. I like to mix sanded grout using a small little bucket that allows me to control, and it's not so far that I have to reach. And what I do is I just add a little bit of water with a sponge. Now the key thing is, don't add too much water. If you do, always make sure you have some extra grout handy in the dry form so that you can make it the right consistency. And this is the right consistency. This is where it doesn't run. I can actually tilt it in the bucket and it stands up without falling over or flowing. The only other tools you need to grout with, it's so simple. It's a rubber float, and this looks like you might put concrete down with it, but it's actually made out of rubber and kind of a hard rubber. The edges kind of flex and it's very smooth, and a grouting sponge. Grouting sponge is very important. Notice that the edges are very round. That's extremely important. You don't want to use a sponge that has square edges. It's time to grout, so I just like to go ahead and use my mixing knife, and I just take some of the grout and just spread it onto the wall. And you'll notice the consistency is it won't fall down. That means you've got it the right consistency. And you don't need too much on the wall to work with at once. Now you take your rubber float and get it a little wet first. It's important that you do that so that you kind of lubricate those edges. And just take the float and go across the glass block, but we're just trying to drive the grout into the spaces between the blocks. The key tool is just the sponge, but it's very important that you get all of the water out of it. Now take the sponge and just lightly go over the glass block. Don't press too hard. Don't worry that it's smeared. And just watch how the sponge smooths out the grout joints. Frequently rinse out the sponge to get rid of all of this excess grout. Once you've got the grout joints nice and smooth and they're where you want them to be, it's now time to get the final bit of grout film off the block. Once again, the sponge has got all the water out of it, and you just very lightly let the sponge come down on the glass block, and it will remove most, if not all, of that grout film. Once you let the grout completely dry, you can buff it with a dry cotton rag or a towel, and it's going to look gorgeous. I'm Tim Carter, Ask the Builder. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.